Keep pushing the button.
I believe that God has intended us to fulfill a purpose. And I believe that one of his things is to inspire others to fulfill their destinies in order to fulfill his will. And I don't know about you, but I do believe that Mr. Williams inspired me a lot to do what I'm set out to do in order to do God's will. And I know it sounds so cliche, but it is the truth. Yes, the man that taught me, the man that set foot, the man that supported me is gone. And he's helped out you and everyone else in this room. And there may not be another Kevin Williams to come around. But the qualities that he's left behind in us, instilled in us, will allow us to carry him deep within what we've learned from him. And I asked for you to enjoy and experience and take heed of every moment you have with a person, because you never know how long you have with them. And I learned from him that you can't take everyone else for granted, because you never know when God's going to take them out of your life. And I truly am devastated that he is gone, because he didn't have to do the things that he did. He chose to do them. And I would take that to do the same as well. Everyone, enjoy the moment you have and live life in the time that you have within it. Mr. Williams, you will truly be missed, and we love you, and God bless.
Good afternoon, family.
Good afternoon.
A day like this, I have such a fond memory of Kevin, our last conversation. It was a day like this. There was a fog that was surrounding downtown Dallas, and he and Alicia Hinojosa, we were standing in the parking lot having just presented to the Board of Trustees about this program that he worked so tirelessly to perfect, and the quality enhancement program what Dr. Grimes spoke about earlier, and just the things and the initiatives that that are happening here at the college on behalf of the students. And it was one of those moments where you can, what they say, woosah, and just smile, and just how beautiful the scenery was. And I just wanted to share that with you, because there's when I think about him and his life, we worked together on a number of committees. We worked tirelessly for the students, and I mean, look at him. This brother could not take an ugly picture. I mean, you'll see later on, but I mean, it's just too clean, I mean, I try to do a little something, but it's just like every day coming to work, it's like, dang, he got me again. Not even a bad hair day. But I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this, us gathering here. There's not a thing that I could say about him or his character that is negative. And that's really what it is that I would like to just offer you today, family, as you grieve and embrace your grief and the heaviness. I'll share with you something else. Last week, as I was driving into work, and I got on Illinois, and I could just feel a heaviness hit me in my soul. And that's something. That is something. That in the absence of a person, that you could feel such a heaviness. And with this absence, we feel great grief and great pain. But there's also something that you have to realize, is that, it's something my pastor used to say. He said that the well of joy is dug with the spade of grief. And you can look around and see that this great grief you are experiencing, you can look forward to the great joy and the peace that will happen when you reflect on just the legacy. So in his absence, not only is there just this pain and this grief that we feel, but there's a legacy. And you've heard the students and you've heard the co-workers speak, but there is a legacy that he has left with us, and it is inspiring. And it's even challenging and convicting, so that even it's caused me to reflect and say, what am I doing that is worthwhile, that will cause people to pause on a day like this. I mean, if you pay attention to the news or you realize you are in Dallas, there was another person whose legacy is being celebrated this day, but where are you? And so, I just say one more thing, and that is that, this grief that we are experiencing, some of you, like me, have experienced this grief before. And I want to challenge you to not look to get over it. And I hope that you are not hoping to get over it. Because to get over that would be to get over him and to get over the things that he's taught you. But take the encouragement and the smiles and the laughter and the joy that we've shared and use that as tools and as encouragement to help you get through it. God bless you, family.
Hello everyone, my name is Courtney McClellan, and I am a Writing Center student who was dearly touched by Professor Williams' legacy. I could have an issue about anything such as writing, and he would be so patient and informative and willing to show me how to do something. I remember having a problem with doing a hanking indentation on my writing source, and I was like, I don't understand how to do it properly because my Microsoft Word, it was outdated. So I basically was like, I don't have it on there, so could you help me out? So I went into his office and he sat down at his desk and he cleared off his computer or whatever, and he pulled it up and he showed me, and I sit there and, he was just going back and forth over it. I mean, he had a great deal of patience and just caring, and, didn't try to, rush me off and say, you can go to the Writing Center and they'll teach you down there. He took the time to teach me himself, personally. And I could sit in the Writing Center and he'd come through there checking on all the instructors in the Writing Center and make sure and look around and make sure everybody in there was being helped and everything was done properly, and make sure nobody was in there eating or snacking or drinking. and and his presence was always, was always there. And every time I look up and see him, he's just so spiffy. He reminds me of Tyler Perry, how Tyler Perry would be dressed. He's just so spiffy. I mean, every time I see him, even if he had his glasses on, he's just so spiffy. And I always thought of that. And he had a great sense of humor. And he was a lovable and caring individual who thought of highly of everyone that he ran across. And he didn't treat any people any different from my views of it. And he genuinely loved his job and the people that he ran across on a daily basis. And I just and he made sure that he just instilled utmost respect to every individual that he's talked to. And Professor Williams, his legacy will live on within me. And due to this, to him passing, I hadn't been to church in a while, and it was just so heavy on my heart to where when Sunday came, I made sure I was in church. And the moment I sat in church, it's like it just hit me. And when the pastor asked for, anyone to come to the altar for prayer, I couldn't stop crying. I had to get to that front row, and I sat there. And that was when the pastor came over, I said, I need prayer. I said, I lost a person, a real caring person that really, truly wanted to see me succeed and willing to use his patience and everything to make sure that I know what I'm doing so I can get me a degree and have a decent life. And I just said, I just need to pray and I need to get through this. And I will say that I'm truly blessed to have met a good man that had morals, that was ethical, and a knowledgeable individual such as Professor Kevin Williams.
Right at this time, myself and a number of students are going to do a special presentation for you, a rendering of The Party by Paul Laurence Dunbar, and I am going to strive to read the part that Mr. Williams read and recited during our Common Book initiative this last year. He had a theme for Paul Laurence Dunbar, so this particular poem gives us insight into what life was like for a slave. You don't have many things that you can look at and see, this is what, what they did when they weren't just working the fields or whatever image you have. But Paul Laurence Dunbar provides us with an image of what life was like for a slave. Well, swing Johnny up and down, swing 'em all around, swing Johnny up and down, swing 'em all around, swing Johnny up and down, swing 'em all around. Hey, well, my darling, hey, but they had a great big old party down in town the other night. Was I there? Bet. I never seen in my life such a sight. All the folks from the whole plantation was invited. And they come trooping, they come chilling when they heard the pocket drum. Everybody dressed in fines, hush your mouth away. Ain't seen no such fancy dresses since last board meeting day. Gals all dressed in silks and satins, not a wrinkle nor crease. Eyes are dragging, teeth shining, hair brushed back, slick and grease. Skirts all tucked and puffed and ruffled, never blessed to see me sit. If you see me with them misses, you wouldn't tell me. Men all dressed up in crisp eyelids, swallowtails, and temple breath. I can't tell you nothing about it. You decide to see it for yourself. Who's there? Oh, now, who asked you? How you expect I'm going to know? You must think I counted everybody at the double.
Oh, man, South Park, that girl Melody Jane. Okay, to his elbow, him stuck with a cane. But he laughed for Benny Carter, turning out that old. But a person wouldn't notice from the direction of his look that he was watching every step that I can any put. I drew down his shirt and asked her, won't you sit down with a smile? He asked up about, oh, I think it ain't worthwhile. That was just the style of it, because she sat down just to